Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all. My name is Juepner and I'm the Director of the Global Policy Center on Resilient Ecosystems and Desertification of the United Nations Development Programme and Manager of the Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services Network Initiative, or BES-Net in short. I would like to thank the Secretariat of the Coalition of the Willing on Pollinators for organizing this webinar, all partners for their presentations and inputs, and all of you for joining the discussion today. Before listening to the inspiring stories from country representatives, please allow me to provide a brief overview of our BES-Net initiative and how our work contributes to our joint agenda of promoting pollinators. BES-Net is a global project initiated in 2016 with the financial support from Germany, Norway and Sweden. It is implemented by UNDP, UNEP World Conservation Monitoring Center, UNESCO and national counterparts in close collaboration with over 100 partner organizations. BES-Net advances the shared goal of enhancing conservation of biodiversity and ecosystem services as an integral part of long-term human well-being and sustainable development. BES-Net aims to support and contribute to the work of IPBES and particularly to respond to capacity building needs highlighted by IPBES. Our approach here is to engage with a diverse range of stakeholders from the policy, science and practice sectors and to promote their dialogue, networking, knowledge sharing and capacity building as they all play different but equally important roles in managing biodiversity and ecosystems, and their concerted action in this field is absolutely essential. While BES-Net has multiple components, this presentation will focus on the regional trialogues, which is the component we have been working on most closely with the Coalition Secretariat. Regional trialogues, or our policy science practice triangular dialogue methodology, was developed to enhance the uptake of approved IPBES thematic assessments at regional, national and subnational levels. Since one of the two IPBES thematic assessment reports released so far focuses on pollination, pollinators and food production, all the 4 regional trialogues conducted to date in Eastern Europe, the Caribbean, the Anglophone Africa and Central Asia regions were organized around the theme of pollinators and pollination. But the policy uptake of IPBES assessment does not happen automatically, and the formal launch of the assessment reports does not necessarily mean that report findings and recommendations are utilized and applied. So we intervene here to bring together the key stakeholders who are directly or indirectly involved in the pollinator topic or should be more involved, and provide them with an enabling space where they can comfortably and openly discuss the issues around pollinators, jointly identify solutions to address these issues, and agree on necessary actions. Although the main highlight of the regional trialogues is a 3-day face-to-face interaction, we see trialogues not as a short event, but as a longer process comprising a pre-trialogue, a trialogue and post-trialogue stage. One of the core tasks at the pre-trialogue stage is to develop a background document that tailors the IPBES assessment findings and key messages to the specific regional and national contexts. Since the IPBES pollinator report is produced for a global audience and may be considered too general, we explore more contextual, policy-relevant entry points through which to present the pollinator issues. For example, in Eastern Europe, the use of pesticides was considered a key political topic in connection with the EU accreditation process. Among the Caribbean small island states, the pollinators topic appeared more when presented from the perspective of native and invasive species and species vulnerability to climate hazards. In Anglophone Africa, governments expressed particular interest in the role of pollinators concerning high-value expert crops. Once these relevant entry points are found, the next step then is to identify key stakeholders around these topics to be invited from the policy, practice, and science sectors within the target countries in close collaboration with partners. We also circulate the IPBES report, regionally contextualized background document, and other supporting documents in advance, and encourage interactions among the participants around the theme prior to the trialogue, using a closed online space available as part of our BES-Net web portal. At the trialogue stage, a 3-day program is carefully designed to break the barriers between policy, science, and practice sector participants. We avoid as much as possible the usual presentation and Q&A arrangement, and instead adopt interactive sessions using meeting room and field settings, combining technical and high-level segments, and frequently moving participants into plenary and various working group formats. For example, field visits are organized on the very first day of the trialogue, as it is the environment where practitioners can best lead the discussion and share their on-the-ground knowledge and experiences. Trialogues also promote experience-based learning and encourage the participants to fully use their 5 senses to deepen their understanding of pollinator issues. As the images on the slide show, throughout the trialogue, foods and drinks using pollinator-dependent ingredients are served to the participants, which helps them to better understand their level of daily dependence on pollinators. As a result of these very intensive 3-day interactions, and based on a deeper understanding of the issues surrounding pollinators, the participants then jointly come up with future plans that lay out concrete actions to work on individually or jointly at regional and national levels. Some country teams added the joining of the coalition as one of their action points. During the post-trialogue stage, these plans are then compiled into the so-called action document and translated into respective national languages as necessary. Our BES-Net team stays in close touch with the participants to facilitate continuous dialogue and to monitor the progress and implementation of the agreed actions. We also provide selected countries with seed funding to support the uptake process. Many past trialogue participants have served as national or local champions to move pollinator-related agendas forward in different ways. And I am very, very excited to hear from them further on their related experiences. We have captured these encouraging efforts as bright spot stories, posted them regularly on our web portal, and circulated them through our social media channels. Finally, let me invite you to visit our web portal and social media pages to learn more about these stories, the regional trialogues, and other components of our BES-Net initiative. Thank you very much.